This production tip is brought to you by TCMedia.
Multicam editing doesn't have to be complicated or mysterious. I'm Fletcher at Thurston Community Media, and I'd like to show you what you need to know to get started with multicam projects in Final Cut. For the typical Final Cut multicam project, at a minimum you need 2 camera angles, recording the same event at the same time, with good clean audio on each camera. You want to make sure that one camera is not subject to some extraneous noise that the other is not, like an HVAC unit above one that's not near the other one. This is because Final Cut relies primarily on the audio from the cameras to sync the project. You can of course have more than 2 cameras at a project. You can also have a separate audio source, such as a recording off a mixing board at a live performance. You could have a studio recording of a song that you then make into a multicam music video. But this presents some unique challenges and opportunities that we'll get to in another tutorial. For now, let's take a look at the sample project. So in this project, I have footage from 3 individual cameras with audio recording on each camera, of course, plus I have an audio track that was recorded directly off the mixing board at this particular performance. So those are the angles or the footage or the clips I'm going to use. Now, it can be helpful just before creating a multicam clip in Final Cut to give unique names to the angle field in the browser and the camera name field in the browser. So let me show you where those live. Here I am in the browser. If I scroll to the right, there's a column or a field named camera angle. You'll notice I've given each of them a unique name, and a little bit further to the right there's a column called camera name. Each of those have unique names. Now if you don't know how to edit text in the browser in these columns, let me show you. Under Notes, you'll note that there's nothing there. Let me single click one of these and then wait a brief moment and single click again. It now becomes editable text. I can put whatever I want in that note field. Let me take that out because it doesn't make any sense. That's how to put unique names into the camera angle and camera name column. That can be useful because Final Cut will use that in addition to the audio from each camera to help sync the footage. So that's a good idea before you create the multicam clip. Okay, we're now ready to create the multicam clip. We simply need to select all the different clips that we want to include, 3 cameras plus audio, in our multicam clip, and then right click on our selection and choose New Multicam Clip. We then get a dialog box where we can give it a name and make sure this checkbox, Use Audio for Synchronization, is checked. I'm going to name this Music Multi in my super slow typing and say OK. I then get a progress bar which goes really quickly, and I get a multicam clip in the browser. Okay? We're now ready to begin editing the project. So to do that, simply say File, New, Project. This is where we're actually creating the project. We created the multicam clip first out of all the footage from the cameras and the audio. Now we're creating the project to edit. So I'm just going to call this Music. I'm going to leave all these settings as they are. Those are my settings, and I'm going to say OK. Now I have an empty project. I have a multicam clip that we just created. I drag the multicam clip into the project, and we're about ready to begin editing. This is where the fun begins in my view. But first, I need to see the angles. I can't really edit this until I can see my angles. So where do they live? At the top of the viewer, under the View pull-down menu, the second item down says Angles. If I select that, I'm now going to see my angles. These are the cameras. Notice angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and audio. Those are the angle names I gave it in the browser a minute ago. That is cool. Now, I'd like a little more screen real estate, so I'm just going to close the inspector so I get a little bit larger viewer, a little bit larger camera angles. I'm going to squeeze the browser over a little bit That's better. So before we begin, I want to point out that there are 3 switching tools at the top left of the angle viewer. The first one says enable video and audio switching. So that would enable both video and audio switching. The next one, which is currently selected, says enable video only switching. That's cool. The next one says enable audio only switching. Okay. So why is this important? Well, in this particular project, I have audio that I want to remain consistent throughout the program. I recorded audio off the board and I mixed it in a DAW. I want to use that throughout the program. So I'm going to select that switching tool to begin with, and I'm going to tell Final Cut that this audio track is the one I want to use. I just clicked on it right there. That's the one I want to use throughout. Now, why don't I see anything down here in the timeline? It's all black. There seems to be no audio at all. Well, let me fit this whole project on the timeline. I'm going to use Shift-Z to do that. It didn't work. Let me try that again. Shift-Z. There we go. I had to be in the timeline to do that. So you'll notice I don't even have audio coming in until way down the line here in this project. That's just because I was shooting some other stuff at the time. I didn't, the performance had not begun. I was shooting preliminaries. So let me just clean this up. I'm going to put my playhead right where the beginning of the audio is, and then I'm going to blade out and throw away the first part of that. So we've got something that actually represents the performance we're interested in there on the timeline. Okay, back to the tutorial. So what I just did a minute ago is I told Final Cut that the audio channel is what I want to use throughout the project for audio. Okay, that's the way I did that, is by choosing the audio only switching tool in the angle viewer. Now I want to switch to the video only switching tool so that I can begin switching among the available video angles. Okay, you'll see how this is going to go in just a moment. So the first thing I really need to do before we begin editing is, since my playhead is at the very start of this program, I need to tell it which angle is my opening angle for the program. I'm going to choose angle 2, this really high distant angle. So that is my starting angle. So I've now got a starting audio source and a starting video source. I'm going to leave the audio source the same throughout, of course, but I am going to switch the video angles as we go. And this is where the fun starts. So I've got the tool I need, which is switch video only. I'm going to begin playing back this project, and then I'm going to start cutting between the camera angles in real time. But first, let me turn this audio down because it's going to blast us out if I don't. And I want you to be able to hear me. So, okay, here we go. Ready for playback? Playback. So the performance begins, and I'm watching for when I might want to switch to another camera. I think I'm going to switch right here to angle 3. Notice that it made the cut in the timeline when I clicked on it. Now I want to switch to angle 1. Now I'm watching each of these angles, and now that's starting to look goofy, so I'm going to switch back to this high distant angle, angle 2. And I'm just starting to get into the flow of the project, and I'm watching my angles, and I'm switching, and I'm just getting into the flow. And the cuts that I'm making in the angle viewer, just by clicking on the angles, are reflected in the timeline. This is all happening in real time. It's just like being the director of a live performance. And I find it to be extremely fun. So I encourage you, when you're doing a cut like this, trust your instincts in real time. Just let the flow of the event happen and cut between angles as you see fit. You don't have to get all concerned about making perfect cuts. You can make refinements to it after the fact, but just go ahead and make cuts between your angles as they flow by in real time. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. We get the idea of what we're doing. And I want to take a moment before we close this tutorial to talk about how you can then edit this project in the timeline after you make the first cut pass. Again, I want to encourage you to go with the flow, go with your intuition, make the cuts in real time as your multicam clip passes by. You do it in the angle viewer, of course, using the correct switching tool. And then you end up with a project that looks like this. It's got a bunch of cuts that happened automatically as you chose them in real time. Now, if I want to make some refinements to this, I can grab an edit point in the timeline. I can push or pull to reveal more of one angle, less of the other, to make more refined choices of exactly where I cut between cameras. I could also right-click on one of these chunks from a different angle, and the first item that comes up in the resulting menu is active video angle. I could switch. It shows me which one I'm currently looking at. I could switch to a different angle at that point. Okay, so you do have a lot of flexibility in refining your edits even after you make a live cutting pass in Final Cut. So just like with any brief tutorial on an aspect of Final Cut, there's a lot more power to multicam editing, a lot more to learn, but this should get you started, and I really encourage you to jump in to a multicam project and make some edits. Give it a try. I also encourage you to look online for additional knowledge, additional tutorials to take the topic deeper. And that's it for now. I'll see you next time.
This production tip is brought to you by TCMedia, where our community brings local media to life for Thurston County since 1984. Visit tcmedia.org for orientation and class schedules, video on demand, and information on how we can help you become a media producer.